are back for another action-packed exercise program for you here today. My name is Seth. Welcome to the Tone Fit Solution. We are going to get you toned. We're going to get you fit. It's going to be the solution. No more yo-yo dieting. No more procrastination. And you are always going to be on a path so that you're in alignment with your goals. And that's what we want. So, before we get started, I am going to just go over the 6 exercises that we have today. And so, all you need is 2 dumbbells. We are going to be on an interval timer. It's going to be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, so those breaks are super quick, which means you need to have your drink next to you, but only taking it if you absolutely 100% need it. The first exercise is the Sumo squat curl. All right, so your feet are going to be apart like this, a little bit wider than they typically would for your deadlift. And so your toes are going to be pointed out a little bit, and you're going to have your 2 dumbbells shaped in a V just like that. And so what you're going to do is stand up and curl. So this is working your core, it's working your glutes, which is your rear end, and it's working your arms. All right, and you're gonna stop right about here, drive through your heels, come up, knees are gonna be locked out, and you are gonna squeeze your glutes tight. I'm gonna show you one from the side. Looks like this. You're here, up, and squeeze. Here, up, and squeeze. You're working those arms, and you are working those glutes. So, that's a sumo squat curl. Okay, so next, you are going to be doing the bent knee sit-up. All right, so you're gonna have your dumbbell here. You don't want your knees super close to your body or it's gonna be an impediment to you, right? So back them up, they are gonna be bent, but push them away just a little bit. So the bent knee sit-up looks like this. You're gonna sit up and you'll have your dumbbell here. See, my feet were a little too close. And press, bring it back down, lay down, reach those arms nice and straight, pull them in, sit up, and reach this over your head. All right? All right. Remember, if having an external load isn't for you right now, this exercise will look like this. So, pretty much every exercise that we do, you can get a benefit from without an external load, so you can just use your body weight. All right, so that's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, the jumping jack. So when we are writing these programs, we have to come up with exercises that are going to raise your heart rate up and take care of you on a pattern-based level. So we want your squat, we want your hinge, we want your core, we want your heart rate. All of these things are super important, and we have to do it with little to no equipment. Here, we're just using 2 dumbbells. So it's not always about variety. You can progress and get results without all that variety. All right, super cool. That was my speech on why the jumping jack is awesome. All right, so super cool. Next is the alternating clean and press. You're gonna see this in my programs a lot because it is a great exercise, compound movement. It's gonna take care of lots of stuff on your body, lots of patterns. So you're here, you're gonna stand up, press, put it down on the floor, switch hands, stand up, and press. So we've done this with two dumbbells. Here, you're seeing it with 1. If getting to the floor is a little bit tricky, you can have a couple of these set up. Something like this that will raise the floor up just a little bit for you, right? And you can do it just like that, okay? All right, so next is the full body dead bug. This is gonna just be with body weight. So it's gonna look like this. You're crunching up, your hands will come to the floor. You'll rest your head and neck back, and your feet to the floor, and you'll repeat. All right? If you're strong enough to do it from the hollow position, which is here, I definitely encourage you to do that. And that just means your feet will not touch for every rep. But if they do, right now, it's okay, right? If that's where you're at. If lifting both legs is too hard, you can also do that. All right? We always want you to attempt the first way that we show you before you step down to other variations though. All right? Cool. All right, so last but not least is the tricep extension. I'm gonna show you from the back. All right, so you'll be here, your knees are locked out, you're standing super tall. You don't want your elbows out like that. You're gonna be in tight, and you're just gonna touch the head of the dumbbell to your mid-back and go straight up. And I would highly recommend, I'll show you some from the side, I would highly recommend that you do your first couple reps nice and slow. So it's like you saying hello to your shoulders, right? You're saying hello, and you're being gentle, and you are realizing your range of motion. You're realizing the effect that the exercise is going to have on you before you start speeding up and going a little bit faster and increasing your cadence. Be nice to yourself. All right, super cool. So we got the sumo squat, bent knee sit up, jumping jack, alternating clean and press, full body dead bug, and the dumbbell tricep extension. So we are about to get rocking and rolling. That is your explanation. And we are gonna start this clock. It's gonna be 45 on, 15 off, and we're gonna burn. First exercise is the sumo squat curl. 3, 2, 1, and go. Sumo squat curl. So we want to keep the dumbbells supinated, like this, as opposed to like this. All right? Unless, for any reason, having it like this sort of is buggy at all. Just keep it right here, coming down and up, standing tall. Your weight will be spread out throughout your entire foot without focus to the ball of your feet or your heels. Next exercise, gotta get on the floor for. It's gonna be that bent knee sit up. Here we go. Just getting started. Just breaking the ice. So you're getting a little overhead press, and you want to do your best for these elbows to be as straight as possible. You can use a little momentum. You don't want to be tomahawking yourself up, but you can use a little bit of juice with your arms coming forward. All right. So next is the jack. And you know my rule. Once you start an exercise, even if the whistle blows, you have to finish it. Just remember, if you're not doing jumping jacks, you can do step jacks as long as you're moving. We are happy. I am gonna do the jumping jack. Definitely looking to spike my heart rate up here. Keep my body nice and warm. Next exercise is the alternating clean and press. Going strong. Kicking butt, taking names. You know it, this program is only about 20 minutes. The work portion, I know I had to explain the program. Next up's the clean and press. I know I had to explain the program, which took a few minutes, but the actual effort is about a 20-minute effort. And a nice thing you can do with these is you can add them to your walk or your cycle or your walk, run, or jog, whatever you are currently doing for your movement-related cardio. And another cool thing about these workouts is you can do them more frequently because the duration is less time, meaning more frequently, like you could do one per day. Sometimes, next exercise, it's gonna be the full body Deadbug. So you can do them daily, but you can also do like one in the morning and one at night. And because you're not lifting super heavy weights, you're gonna recover in between your workouts. Really reaching for the wall behind me with my hands. I'm reaching for the wall in front of me with my legs. Core is pretty much tight the whole time. 3, 2, 1. All right, tricep extension. Can you believe this? People don't do it, but I don't understand, because round 1 is done already. People say they don't have time to work out. And think about it, like you're just learning this program. So once you know it, you don't even have to look at the setup of it. You're gonna look at the description, you're gonna see the exercises, and you're gonna know them already, and you can just burn. Save even more time. Of course, there's a learning curve to everything that you do, especially if you want to be doing it the right way. And of course, spending a few extra minutes with yours truly is never a bad idea. All right, so we have no seconds left, so I was about to give you a little time check there. And you have completed round number 1, pats on the back, 5 seconds. Sumo squat curl is next. So this is a squat, so your hip can come 1 inch below parallel. You can get a little lower. Full body movement, working those arms, working those glutes. I don't know about you, but I do not want saggy glutes. You know? No. No, thank you. I'm gonna work and do what I have to do to make sure that that does not happen to me. And you might look at me and think it's easy. I gained 30 pounds during COVID. Yeah, that's the truth. Next up, bending sit-ups. So I gained 30 pounds, really 28, if I'm being entirely truthful. And I didn't realize I gained the weight, because I really didn't weigh in. So then I can usually do 10 pull-ups and multiple, in an hour-long training session, I could do 5 rounds of 10 pull-ups, right? Well, I didn't really realize I had gained the weight. So then, when I finally started exercising again, I was so worried about losing the business, transitioning to online training. I didn't know how to do it. I was in the same boat with so many trainers across the country, in the world. All right, next up, jumping jack. And I was overwhelmed, learning new technology, filming videos, adding stuff to the platform, and of course, worried about my business failing. Oh no, what am I gonna do? And it was tough because gyms were closed for 5 months, right? So I gained all this weight. When I finally started to take it off, I was working out, and in a couple of sessions, I was grinding through the pull-ups, even though my body was telling me that my weight was too heavy to still do 10. So instead of stopping at 6, I would grind through. So here we go, alternating clean and press. Long story short, I ended up injuring my elbow. Couldn't do pull-ups for 9 months. So I've been there, needing to lose weight. I've also been there, between a logical and an emotional decision. The logical Seth would have looked at the situation and said, you know what, dude? You gained 28 pounds. Maybe you should just do 6 pull-ups and honor your body. But oh no, that wasn't what happened. And lo and behold, I got injured. So that is important lead up to some of the things. Always want to end on my left hand. All right, so my non-dominant hand I like to end on. Full body deadbug is next. So here we go, full body deadbug. So, I want you to think about making your decisions. When you are making them, ask yourself, is this logical or is this emotional? Right? Emotional things are like comfort blanket responses. Oftentimes, they're automatic reactions of ways that we just have always done it. Well, we really need to assess whether or not those ways are serving us, right? Is there anything that you can upgrade? Is there anything about yourself that you can make better, about the way you react, about the way you respond, about the way you think, that's going to move your mission forward, right? And here we go again. 1 exercise, and then round 2 is complete. Always goes faster when your trainer is blabbing. It's distracting. It is, because you're listening, you're just going along. And of course, if I was doing my regular workout, I would probably be using definitely be using a heavier dumbbell. If I was at the edge of my ability and using something heavier, there's no way that I would be able to maintain this conversational style. So don't feel bad if you're huffing and puffing. I should have a heavier dumbbell, but since I want to talk to you, it's lighter. It would be pretty weird if you just came on the screen and I was doing all this stuff and I didn't say anything to you. Like the weirdest first date ever, right? Well, really, this is workout number what? Number 2, so it's the second date. All right, cool. We are through with 2 rounds. Back to the sumo curl. And not sure if you were paying attention, but I have not had any of my water yet. And really, it's not water, it's called intra It is something that I use, I should say, to increase my work capacity, decrease my recovery time so I can work out more, and really helps to shape and tone the body with what's in there. Amino acids and stuff. I highly recommend it. If you want to know more about that, just shoot me a message. And there we go. I'm practicing what I preach. I finished there, but I had to stand up and curl. Next up, bent knee sit up. This is round number 3. See, those rests are so short, but it's all good. Yeah, so back to the logical versus emotional sort of vibe. Really, I find myself with internal dialogue where I'm asking myself, is this logical? Is it emotional? Why am I doing this? Right? Why do I feel, not only why am I doing this, why do I feel this way? Because if you're already doing it, the act has already occurred, right? The feeling drives the behavior. So if you start to ask yourself questions, here we go. Next exercise is the jumping jack. If you start to ask yourself questions when you're thinking about doing, like, behaving in a certain way, that's gonna have more value to you in terms of behavior change. If you're already doing it, it's better late than never. Like if you're already, spoon deep in a bunch of cake that's outside of your macros or something, still good to have that conversation with yourself. But at that point, you've already done something sort of that's not in alignment with where you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to look. 3, 2, 1. All right, alternating clean and press. Remember, you don't need one of these yoga blocks, but it's nice. It raises the floor up a tiny bit. So, moral of the story is, when you are thinking negative or self-defeating thoughts or anything like that, if you start to have a little conversation with yourself about it, and you have a few personal rules, like things you live by, like if you know you have a tendency to be a negative self-talker, you have to have a few things lined up that you can tell yourself to pull you back onto the straight line in terms of where you want to go. And you should also know that, I ended on my left hand, good. Wonderful. So, we are moving on to the full body dead bug. Here we go. I was going to say, you should also know, eating cake is not a bad thing, as long as it's within your calorie accountability number, your macros, in your eating plan. Which your coach will assess for you, especially if you're just getting started out. Every decision you make that's in alignment with where you want to be is bringing you one step closer. One step closer. That's what it's all about. Have gratitude. Next, in the final exercise, the tricep extension. Here we go. Having gratitude is key. It's key. And remember, no more than 2 days can go by where you are not practicing the habits. that got you your results or are getting you your results. And remember, results are not going to come overnight. You have to be consistent, and we have to get those hormones on board, right? So we can give you that metabolic shift, right? Learning how to eat for life, learning how to talk to yourself and set yourself up for success so that you don't have to yo-yo diet anymore. That's what this program is all about. So anyway, thank you for tuning in and joining me for another awesome workout. My name is Seth. This is the Tone Fit Solution, and I will see you in the